and gentlemen, elder and children, just a few days ago, I'm really glad that I was able to watch The Spirit Away again. I don't remember how many times I have been watching Spirit Away, but I'm sure it is many times since 2000. I remember the first time I watched Spirit Away, it was like at home, like with family. And it was so lucky. Just a few years ago, I went to a shopping mall where I can actually like take picture like this with like Spirit Away picture. So, and also was able to experience, there's a meditation post, experience like something like the main character did. Like it was a really like amazing experience. I can just sit there and feel myself as the main character. But the point is, today when I'm talking about this, is what I learned recently from the movie is river and dragons and all this. Like it's so spiritual. And the way I learned this time is because the main character, I forgot her name in Japanese, but she found out the original name of the river, and it remind me river in our realities contains so many garbage, like the one that contain the bicycle. You have to pull it out, and then it's like to everybody who has to help to clean up the water, right? And so because I live in Brooklyn, New York, and so I realized that in Brooklyn there's a Guahanas River, and when I look at those geography picture of those river, it remind me that how the river actually originally look like. So I can see like small branches was being buried underneath, same as a flushing river as well. It's used to like flush through to the East River, and because of like construction, it's like huge construction has like buried underground, but then there's actually a spring that actually able to crack out, and the water like so fresh, but it's unfortunately people cannot drink from it because it has to go through and rush out to the East River. So it would be great, like not just me, but I saw like from articles that many people have the mindsets of cleaning up the water to like to show the original shapes of the water, how beautiful it is. It used to be, right, a river. So I can't wait, and I'm gonna share you the Guanas River first. And so bear with me. I'm gonna show you some video and pictures, and we'll talk through it. Okay, so now you can see the screen, right? And first of all, I go to Wikipedia and realize the East River, it has like contained the Flushing Bay. It used to call the Flushing Bay, I still call the Flushing Bay, but it's like there's a Flushing River underneath. And then another main character. Oh yeah, Flushing River is in Long Island. Yeah, there is. It used to call it's known as the Flushing Creek, right? And then like Guanas Canal, right? Guanas Canal. So they are both in underneath the Long Island, right? And so now I'm gonna bring you to look at this. So this is like the map of Guanas today, imagining Guanas tomorrow. So I got the permission to share this video, which is really powerful. It shows how Guanas River used to look like, right? So this is like how the Guanas River look like right now. And you can see it, and underneath there's a small vein, right? Like the small river that there's actually underneath. So I'm gonna share the video, and that's like the bioreactor or something like that. And you guys can go to this website and check more. And okay, so I watched this video. Okay, we can start it from the beginning. Okay. So now the Guanas neighborhood, originally surrounded by Guanas Creek, a tidal inlet of navigable creeks in saltwater marshland and meadows teeming with fish and other wildlife. So that's like really like impressed me, because that means there used to be fish and other wildlife like live in this neighborhood. And also you can see like the beautiful like river is like, oh, the dragons of shapes of it, you see that like that. Wow, it's, even though it's small, right, but you can tell it could be a wetland, you know, and it can enhance a lot of lives in here. Like how many lives we have been destroyed. Think about if we like since we have done the like the manufacture or like the industrial materials along this river. As the local population grew in the 19th century, Industrial Revolution reached Brooklyn. So before that, it was still like natural shapes and natural view of the Gowanus Canal River, or the Gowanus Creek was dragged into Gowanus Canal. So Gowanus Canal doesn't call Gowanus Canal. It used to call Gowanus Creek. So now you know the original name is just like the spirit away, right? The original name is Gowanus Creek. But still realize that this is just an English name. What about its Native American name, right? We still need to find out. Transforming it into a 1.5 mile long commercial waterway. So the Gowanus Canal lies in a valley, making it the receiving body of a 2.7 square mile watershed. I don't really understand this as I'm reading this, but I know watershed probably is like the water that we are trying to get from the upstate New York, and is probably like containing this much of water to run down to the city. Let's watch. I really like this image, how it's reflecting the skies of rain, because New Yorker, our water is come from rain. No matter you believe it or not, our water is come from rain. The watersheds come from rain, the amounts of rain. We need to appreciate the amount of snow. We need to appreciate the amount of water. That's how the circulations keep moving to make people stay alive. So no complaint for that. Okay, let's read this. The canal collects the watershed's runoff with every storm. And if significant, receives the royal sewage. Okay, from combined sewer overflow outfalls. That means that if there's too much water, it will just like flood out. If I'm wrong, correct me in underneath the comments. Thank you. So informed by Gowanus Canal unique history, the research team strategically selected 14 sites across various conditions to study the microbiome. The Gowanus Canal is found to be a unique environment that supports a very diversity of life and hosted organisms actively, remediating the canal's toxicity. Okay, so species composition across all size. So the Disophococcus olivorans is a sulfate reducing bacteria that decomposes carbon-based material. So that was the purple. Now it's a blue. So Speudomonas putida digests organic pollutants and solvents such as toluene with enzymes it generates for growth. I don't know like who did this research, but I really appreciate it. Like they find out these names can do this. Okay, by means of a functional analysis, arsenate detoxification is found to be occurring in varying levels throughout the canal. With installation of responsive light sensor, the canal's environmental processes are rendered legible and measurable. So it looks like they put a little boat to across the canal, which is they call canal now, but it's a creek. Remember, it used to call creek. The Brooklyn bioreactor itself is a waterborne mobile research library serving as a versatile interface between the canal and the community. By performing as the data dispository and reprojecting that information to the public, the Brooklyn Bioreactor's mission is to facilitate local research, recreation, and residences. Okay, now the movie is finished, and let's go back to our topics. So I just wanted to show the beauty of its original shapes. But now look at this. It said the Navigate main made smell garbage. industry, manufacturing, chemical, dust, maybe dust, sewage, like the flush from toilet, I guess, metal, oil, right, mold, exhaust, rubber. Looks like there's a lot of pollution on it. And pleasing may make smell, food, fragment, lumber, wood, organic smell, saw, smash, plants, flower, earth, fresh air. Fresh air? Ah, interesting. Fresh air is called the organic smell. So you guys have time, then you can also like go to this site and check out your own relative level of street litter. Public streets, trash can. Actually, like during that area, there's a public plastic bags recycling stage around like 4th Avenue. Well, actually, it's 3rd Avenue. Oh, 2nd Avenue. Called Lowe's. So they actually recycle plastic bags. So if you want to go there, I strongly recommend you to go there and check it out in order to recycle all your plastic bags or plastics material. It has to clean though. You have to make it clean, no organic waste, only plastics bags. But they do recycle in there. So if you go there, check out Lowe's in near around this area, 4th Avenue, 9th Street or 10th Street, you find it. So yeah, that remind me the spirited way that it has like the water contains so many trash. So basically this data is showing me that there's a lot of trash that has been dumped into this Gowanus Creek, right? I call it original name, like the most original name I know right now. But I don't know its Native American name, but so I'm trying to keep myself online with those beautiful river and its original thoughts. Wow, beautiful. The circle designs that was actually in my dream one time, like circular shapes that shine through the building. Anyway, so this is like the future that they think they going to plan out for the future Gowanus River. I think it's important to really help to clean the water. Oh yeah, by the way, so this site is like give you to take a look at like the history of Gowanus River. Okay, so I'm gonna read this: The Hunt for Brooklyn's Hidden Creek. Citizen scientist. So I'm gonna read part of this. You can like check out this later on by yourself. So I'm gonna share part of the story this person share. Pretty amazing. Like skip all the apps. Start from here. The Gowanus Canal is historically a creek-fed tidal estuary. So Emmett told me by email later on, when the creeks were buried, they destroyed their ecological and cleaning functions and created the Gowanus Canal's water quality problems. By identifying where those streams were buried alive and still survive, we can help restore a major neighborhood recreational and fishing amenity and make the water fun again for canoe groups. I love this sentence. That just made me feel alive. The morning's goal is get pictures of the whole lawn and then to look at the vegetation. Nature can be built over, but it can't be stopped. And the long buried waterways are still written on the surface in grass. The type of grass growing reveals the soil below. I love this. I think Spirited Away, the director, would love to hear this too, where the patterns of the historic streams persist. Although unseen, they are still adding to the Guana's watershed through combined sewers, much to the detriment of the water and the health of those who would enjoy it. Combined sewer have limited capacity, and when it rains, they overflow poops and condoms into canal where we canoe. He says, by getting clean stream water out of the sewers, by diverting them to parks and street creeks, we can improve the water quality. Yes, totally agree. So Imon has been mapping. So Imon is a person, is a guy, and I mean he's male, right? He's identified. So, well, that's what I see. I'm not quite sure if he's identifying himself. Okay. So, but anyway, he's like really fond of map, and he collects all different kinds of map. Like it seems like he just loved maps since he was little. And you can come to this site, right? It's right here. You can come to this site, or maybe I can copy and paste so that you all have it later on. So, okay, so he has been mapping Brooklyn Crystal Creeks upstream from the canal. David Livingstone venturing into the past. Instead of working for the Crown, he's working with the New York City Department of Environmental Protection. Lovely. They didn't hire me. I applied a few times for the DEP. Helping them find places to implement their green infrastructure infrastructure. Alright, so I can't read today, so but you see what I mean. Plan. He wants to bridge the local expertise. Yes. I used to be architectural expertise, which is this case is property owner whose basement are always flooding with the EPA's cleanup efforts in Guanas, as the canal is paying for whole boroughs. The cleanup has to involve the whole borough, creating a more sustainable, greener Brooklyn. Yes, totally agree. You know why? Because like this is like flooding is like endless. It's like the hole on the ground that you keep like filling it with those architectural material, but it's like keep making a hole, so you're not fixing the problem. The real problem to be fixed is to work with nature, not against it. So now let's take a look at the picture. Wow, someone actually did put the effort. So the blue color is where you can see the canal, they said, but the real creek is, wow, it expand like a vein in our body. And as you see how vivid it used to be, and you see how many life it can be nurtured with these images. Right, you can use your imagination. So thank you for Imons to give the permission, right, to be able to let everybody see this beautiful Guanas Canal River Lake. So the canal problems are a product of how the whole watershed is treated, and so to work with the environment rather than fighting against it. See, I just said the whole watershed should be considered in the clean up. Yay! Plus, instead of having a bunch of condom laden water showing up in someone's basement, rainwater could form a frog pond in the park. Yes, you know why? Because frog, wherever there's a frog appear in your neighborhood, that means you have really clean water. Their skin is the best investigator, telling people that yes, your water is clean. So the CSI's vision of Brooklyn is greener and cheaper. Win-win. Yeah, work against with nature, lose-lose. Work with nature, win-win. The ongoing results are being mapped and posted online as well as being presented to the power. Step B. As an example, Iman told me about approaching the Department of Environmental Protection and asking them to change their engineering design for the stormwater running under Brooklyn's 3rd Avenue. Instead of building a whole new outflow of 50,000 gallons per day of stormwater, CSI suggested diverting it one block further south to the First Street Basin where the stream bed was historically. I think in this, a lot of time when engineering or architecture, architects are making decisions, they forgot to look back to the geologies, what it used to look like. Like, it's really important to respect nature, because once you respect the nature, it's much less work in the long term. It will be flourish with a beautiful, sustainable lifestyle to all being. Like, even though there's houses, I can see houses like living around like the purple vein, like, right? Why don't we just like based on that original vein, like just dig out a little pond, right, to start flourish, to start to let that area become its own pond, to start to let that frog come in, fish, turtle join into that area. It's easy, and it will be the beauty of the city, how it would be a wonderful example for all over the world to see that we can do this for the future generations, right? Change doesn't has to be big. It could start from small with all the residents, but it has to be all the people do it together. So by directing the water there, we can use it to reduce filtering wetlands in the site's basins as a part of Superfund cleanup plan and improve our water quality. Okay, he said win-win, of course. Okay, I read this already. And so like I'm not gonna read the rest because there's a lot to read. You can come to this site and in your spare time. So basically they did a balloon and then they put it up on the sky to take picture. So yeah, so like what I'm trying to say is basically like I'm not the person who first like speak up to the thought about this. By the way, is saying that at last restoring our urban natural system will be a long-term process that could take 30 to 50 years, he tell me, adding perhaps optimistically. The city of Switzerland restore all their urban streams over a decade. Wow, Switzerland did that. Like a decade, like 10 years. So it is possible. It brings people's hopes. You see how people like make changes to one place, inspire other people from another place to look at changes that they hopefully they can make about themselves. And oh, please look at this picture. Beautiful picture. I'm just gonna show you. It shows the wildlife that originally Guanas Canal used to have, right? So like you see how beautiful the creek was. Now like the light blue color is like the now canal, right? Unavoidable apps. So I'm just gonna try to minimize it. Okay, so you can tell in here. Wow, beautiful, right? That's how you like wetland. You see the green stuff. Probably. Oh, let's see what animals live in here. Oh, look at this. Wow, Star John. Never see them. Never seen them. Ooh, look at this baby. So cute. I'm gonna magnify it so that you can see it. Louder. Okay. Bobcat. Oh, wow. I never know that North America has cats. First, so wondering because China never had cat. We only have tiger. And I know like cats is from Egypt, from Turkey. Turkey, they have cat, but I don't know like North America has a cat, original cat. Bobcat. Oh, so cute. Look at how fearful. I mean, how fierceless it is. Oh, and this wapiti, elk. I remember that it's like one of the movie. I mean, one of the animation movie has that also. And gray wolf. Ooh, and black bear, of course. Black bear and gray wolf. Wow, these are the habitat it used to have. And I'm sure there's the ducks and also other creature as well. So now let's take a look at like the guana schools and local buried feature of historical interest. So let's like go down to buried bodies. What? Oh yeah, it's the 1776. Yeah, there was a fight. If you go to Old Stone House, which is at I believe it's like a 9th Street or maybe earlier like 3rd Street, right? 3rd Street, 5th Avenue, between like 5th and 5th Avenue and 4th Avenue. Like you walk in between like the 5th Avenue, you see the Old Stone House, and it introduced like the history in Brooklyn, right? Downtown Brooklyn, South Brooklyn, right? That's where we are living right now. And oh, look, that's how people used to live, right? The Native American. Oh, look at the house. Ooh, the little kids, it's come in from like a straw bale house, right? It's made out of very interesting material, but definitely is natural. It's like an egg shapes. Very interesting. And look at that. Like imagine if the rain comes down, it will slide out to the ground. Very sustainable. I wish that there could be like something like in constructions like this for people to experience when they come visit Brooklyn. That would be fascinating. All right, so let's take a look at the Queens of Flushing River. Now I'm also gonna read part of this, and this is like a Queen's crab. So this website. So if you wanna look at the website of this, I can also like copy and paste so that you can see it later on in the comments. Okay, so the title. Oh, this is like 13 years ago. Wow, the Forgotten Flushing River. The letter below is this message is published in this week's. Okay. I'll talk about 13 years ago. Also attaches a photo of Flushing River just before the 1939 World's Fair. Oh, so there's a World's Fair before that. Middle Lake was already complete, but it was still possible to ride a canoe from College Point to Willow Lake. Ah, there's a Willow Lake. I never noticed, right? So even though the picture is here, I click it, but I cannot really magnify it. So if you want to magnify it, you can, maybe like screenshot yourself and then try to magnify it. But like that's like the East River. That's how you see, that's how the Flushing River, and if it come down, ooh, there's a Brooklyn River, which is the Guanas Creek. You see, they might be a little bit like connected somehow. You see, they might be connected and underneath, right? Who knows? So which is located on the site of Flushing Airport. Yes. By the way, this shopping mall, I know it's like there used to be there's a Columbus University geologist, Stephen, and he used to like find underneath water, and he used to like walk down into that Flushing River, and he saw like it creaks out, like the spring water just like flush in, in front of his eyes. I have that video, so I can also like share in the comments later on so that you guys can see it. This geologist, and he is also part of the energy inspire me to make this video. So Flushing River underneath of this shopping mall, right, this area in Queens. I'm gonna read part of this for the part that inspired me the most, that like it made me feel connected, or like everybody like think about cleaning up the water as well. So in here, in a post-war map of the Kisana Corridor acquisition, you can clearly see the Kisana Creek on the right, the Horse Brook on the bottom's left, draining into the middle lake. I guess they're talking about this map. Yeah. So another map shows Horse Brook. Brooks means small river. My home stands atop its former path. A final map shows the pre-1930 wetlands. Ooh, wetlands. Along with long drained waterways and the pre-ice age path of the Hudson River. Wow, that's so fascinating to read this, which went through Queens along the route of the Van Wyck Expressway. The glaciers created a ridge through central Queens, forcing the Hudson on a western path. The valley formed by Flushing Meadows was once proposed for a Trans-Queens Canal in the early 20th century. Hopefully these maps and photos explain why Flushing Meadows is prone to flooding. You see, everywhere it has its own reason, right? Okay, maybe I'll read the whole thing because it's almost done. And the Tribune's recent report on flooding in Flushing Meadows Corona Park should not be taken as a surprise, considering the park's natural history. For centuries, it has been a wetland. Oh my God, for centuries. So work with nature before being tempted for the worst fares. Oh, so the worst fair sounds like destroyed it. With a high water table, it is clear that after a heavy rain, it would take time for the precipitation to seep into the already saturated soil. Yeah, you see, like the soil, if it is weak and soft, it cannot contain much water. Especially noteworthy is the area between the park's golf course and Long Island's Expressway Van Wyck interchange, where the Flushing River had been driven underground into a sewer. In preparation for the 1964 World's Fair in this area, there are usually large puddles after it rains, and the soil appears to be sinking. Yeah, it makes sense. Could it be that Mother Nature is trying to restore the river to its past glory? Oh, I love this thought. You see, this is what I'm talking about. This is the thought that learning from nature, because nature exists before human being. Human being only exists like for maybe the past like 10,000 years. But think about nature. It has been experienced like by majority change, right? Of Earth, a planet, and it definitely has much more to teach us as a human being. To learn nature is our task. Recently, the New York Sun reported on canoe enthusiasts enjoying the restored Bronx River. Even Los Angeles has planned to restore its namesake river. So I'm not sure about this, what's that mean of this sentence, but Los Angeles is trying to restore its water. That's wonderful. And think about it, it's also like part of the restoring process, could be restoring the name, the original name. Let's let it come back to us. It is possible. Will we ever reach the day when it will be possible to take a canoe from Willow Lake to College Point without disembarking? Yeah, I hope. I doubt it. Our city neglect, the flushing meadows is systematic. From the rusting tents of tomorrow, the abandoned boathouse parking on the grass, and missing mosaic tiles, it is clear that the mosquitoes will continue breathing without interference, making our beautiful park unusable. Thank you, Sergey Cadiz Sky. Forest Hill, New York. So yeah, this is another map I wanted to show you. The Native American Path. Ooh, look at this. So this is a Native American Path. Native American Path. There's two in Brooklyn, right? South Brooklyn. Gowanus Canal, which is now dark green color. Former agricultural area. Ooh, look at that. Former agricultural area. And Gowanus Creek in 1766. Gowanus Marsh in 1766. So I stop sharing now and I'm gonna open up my camera. All right, that's me again. So I'm so happy for you to take your time and to watch this video. And I hope you gain as much as love that I feel that in Spirited Away. And maybe if you want, you can watch the movie again. So thank you for time. I really appreciate it. And bye.